David, I want to turn our attention on the program to the Russia-Trump relationship, the Putin-Trump relationship. They were meant to get on well. Now it's gone off the rails. Trump says you've got until Friday to end the war with Ukraine.
Yep, that's right. If you're a newsaholic dork like I am, you'll be watching the headlines all weekend because, yes, the deadline ends US Friday time. Steve Witkoff, the envoy for everything, pretty much for Trump, he's flying to Moscow. I think he's due there tomorrow to talk to Putin, look him in the eye and say, I mean, Witkoff presumably is going straight from the Middle East, poor guy, to Moscow. His job is to look Putin in the eye and say, right, we're serious. We need a proper ceasefire pledge out of you. If we don't get it, then you're in trouble. Once again, Kieran, I feel like here you and I legitimately are talking about what will Putin do next and then how will Trump respond to what Putin does next. We're in that same situation again with a looming deadline. Trump does have options available to him, sanctions, namely. He can sanction the ghost fleet that
he hasn't pulled that trigger, really, has he?
No, he hasn't done anything since he took office. So there are these rust bucket tankers that have obscure nations' flags on them, fairly unaccountable. There are sanctions options on those. There are some state banks that still haven't been, Gazprom Bank, of all things, still hasn't been cut out of the SWIFT payment system. And then, of course, the sticky one and the sensitive one is secondary sanctions, where you are punishing countries that are enabling Russia's war. India's the one who's been in the firing line for that.
Yeah, Donald Trump had a spray at India this week.
Unfortunately, Trump is mixing it up with his broader trade and tariff negotiations with India. Clearly, talk about another bromance that's gone massively off the rails is Trump and Modi. I mean, the true target should be China, because China is by far the number one enabler of Russia's war. So that's important. Trump has talked about China as a target of secondary sanctions as well. Unfortunately, the sort of the moralistic, emotive rhetoric has been more about India. Look, as you and I have talked about, I think we agree that Ukraine is of such sort of historic importance that if there aren't too many options that we shouldn't consider in how to help Ukraine, because if Ukraine is sacrificed, in my view, we might as well give up on a hope of global civilization. It's of such importance. So there aren't too many things that we shouldn't consider, but if we're going to look at secondary sanctions, they have to be rational and disciplined.
On another matter, the frigates this week, the government's confirmed acquiring from the Japanese firm Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. It's timely.
Yeah.
For many, symbolic as well, in the sense that this week marks, I'm crossing to Hiroshima shortly, 80 years since the bombing of Hiroshima. So a reminder of just how much our relationship has evolved with that country.
I had actually missed that, I confess, which is my omission. But yeah, look, it's been pretty universally welcomed by the defence community. Boffins
as the right choice.
As the right choice, yeah. Boffins say that it's a better ship. It'll provide a better capability. Strategically, Japan is now really our most important strategic partner in our own neighbourhood. They're a democracy. They're a like-minded ally. We share a lot of interests. So there are two good reasons for doing it. Defence, if they're not already sick of hearing this, they will be after I become the 100th person to say it. But they've got to not ask for any more tinkering with the design, because we need if we get a capable ship that does 90% of what we want in 2030, that's much better than a 100% capable ship God knows when. The tendency is to muck around with the design. But getting something in 5 years, which is the promise that Richard Marles and Pat Conroy have given, is really important. One quick point I do want to make, though, and this flows from the Russia-Ukraine conversation we were having a moment ago, is that the rival was a German offering. The strategic advantage of Europe of developing a closer relationship between Australia and Europe should not be discounted. That is really important as well. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that Europe wants a closer strategic relationship with us. They have reached out on that front. Germany is well and truly the leader of Europe once again now, and so we should look very seriously at that as well.
That's a good point. Try and have both at the same time.
Correct.